Alright everybody, it's time for our first match. Let's search for an opponent and see how our deck does. Hope it doesn't take too long. Hope this deck is capable of a 3-0. Be really nice to do that well in my first draft, especially on record in the video. But we'll see how well the deck will turn out in the actual games. Alright, I won the die roll, gonna play first. Yeah, that's a decent keep. We have Aether Theorist to help us dig for a third land and also for white. I guess that's kind of why I like Theorist, because it's just pretty nice at making our opening hands better and smoothing out our draws nicely, while also being a decent blocker and also being capable of blocking and scrying without having to spend mana or anything. That could turn out really nicely if we get to curve Hinterland Drake into Longfin Sky Whale into another flyer. I think I'm not gonna attack here because I'd rather scry to make sure we hit our force land. Since curving 2, 3, 4 against an opponent that plays a vehicle on 3 seems like a pretty good start to this game. I don't think we care about this right now, especially in the face of a vehicle. All we want is a force land. That's not a land, unfortunately. I guess I could have scryed again in the upkeep, but I guess now we're just gonna scry at the end of turn. And yeah, I guess now this is a spot where Caught in the Brides doesn't really do much, because the opponent just can crew either way. At least his screwing costs him a lot, so that's nice. Bottom that. So yeah, this guy really helps us right now to hit our land drops. I didn't set the upkeep stop early enough. That is annoying. Oh well, I guess gonna attack for 2 again. Probably just gonna run out Deadeye Harpooner here, because I don't think we have good way to trigger him anyway. So might as well run him out right now. It's not too likely that we get to revolt him this game. He's also generally not that impressive in our deck, I guess, because we have no like controllable ways to set him up. More like opponent trades in combat with us and then we get to punish them. More crew. Actually taking some reasonable beats here. Let's try again. Again, no land, that's absurd. It's getting kind of ridiculous now. Finally. Alright. I think we can just attack with everything. And then play the Sky Whale, because it seems a bit better than Thriving Ibex. Just so we can race back and use Caught in the Brides a bit to potentially mitigate the damage. Whoa, that's pretty strong here actually. So we go to 1, right? No, we actually die because he can put a counter on this. Why didn't he kill us? Could have just killed the guy to kill us. Alright, we die anyway because it's lethal. Because of the trigger from Renegade Rider. Well, that was anticlimactic. But yeah, I think Decommission seems pretty good here. Maybe especially in that matchup, Harpooner is worse than our Hinterland Drake. And what else do I want to cut? Seems like a decent card against vehicles. Wonder if I might want to take out a Caught in the Brides this matchup, because his creatures themselves didn't seem too impressive. Maybe I'll try that for that game. But yeah, if we would have actually managed to hit our whale on 4, that game could have gone different, but... wow. And another mulligan. This is terrible. At least we get the second land, but yeah, this... we're probably gonna lose this match now. Guess I'll play this one. So we maybe get to trade and play Renegade with Revolt. Doesn't look like it. So we just run it out naturally. Also, it is possible that we should run 9 blue, 8 white, even though we mostly have white 2-drops. Because we have double blue cards, but I don't think we have double white cards. Okay, this game is shaping up surprisingly well, actually. In the light of us mulliganing to 5 in a pretty bad 5-card hand. So... this is fine. Don't think we want to bounce it, just play that guy and attack for 2 in the air. Maybe we can swing this game, that would be nice. That should definitely help in keeping the momentum that we have right now. Let's see what he does. But this is actually looking pretty good. Well, I guess the game that looked good and started well turned bad pretty quickly, and the game that looked awful seems to turn into a win, so opposite day today as it seems. Yeah, that's fine, we can just basically bounce that guy and then ship for 10. That should be enough. I doubt he can kill us now, nor can he survive against 4 lethal attackers. 2 of them flying with 0 flyers, so that should be over. Yep, that's fine. That is nice, but probably not good enough. Especially with ally evasion giving us a way to prevent the lifelink. So I think our best course of action is just to bounce our whale, and then he should die. He needs 2 removal to not die there. Sweet flexible ally evasion. Alright. Bouncy bounce. Dead opponent. On a mulligan to 5 with a 1-lander. Sweet. And game. Nice. So our hopes of 3-0, 3-0 are not shattered yet. Come on, die already. Yep. Thank you. I mean, ally evasion is generally pretty nice, actually. Maybe I just overrated Caught in the Brides a bit in the light of this specific format. I mean, in general, it's a pretty good card, but maybe in this format it's worse than it seems. So, do I maybe want like another evasion just because of how nice it allows us to keep tempo and lets our 2/2s line up against his 3/3s and stuff. Maybe not. Cardinal Bright is kinda good against the lifelink flyer. But we still have 2 and like some other ways to deal with it. I think all in all, should probably leave it as is right now. And yeah, the distribution of 9 white, 8 blue seems overall correct, even with the double blue guy, because we're definitely heavier white and need white earlier than blue. And we have Caravan to help with the turn 4 blue, I guess. Alright. Let's see if this game is less weird and just goes more straightforward, preferably looking good for us and ending well for us, rather than looking one way and turning out the other way. Then again, it's kind of interesting if games are unpredictable and turn out different than what you would expect and than what they seem, so it's not too bad. Just a bit weird and unexpected. Got a solid curve again. Nope, don't want to bounce anything. Ta-da. That guy is pretty good and pretty annoying. Guess in the air we go. Corkwork Assembler. Seven is a lot though. Renegade Freighter again. Alright, then we get to attack back. That's pretty good for us actually, I think. Alright, so we'll attack first. And then we have to decide what we play. I think I kind of like Garrison because we can crew it with Ibex next turn and still have Ibex to block. And it hits harder than Drake, which is kind of relevant right now. Plus we can crew it with this guy if he can't attack and all. And can even untap like the Drake if we need to. Seems like a solid choice. I mean, we could have just played Ibex here, because it can block the Assembler, but he's gonna Freighter us anyway. And blocking the Freighter is not an option with Ibex, so... Or we probably can eventually blow out Freighter with Leaf in the Dust. Improvise, Sly Requisitioner. Oh. Not too impressive. Yeah, I think we go with Ibex this turn, so we can either like double spell next turn or Leaf in Dust. Crew this. Attack. Untap this. That thing actually seems like a pretty nice vehicle. Like, it's basically a free to crew 3 mana, 3/4, which is pretty good. And even can have more utility than just being kind of free to crew, because you can give pseudo vigilance to your best attacker, which is nice. But yeah, with the removal and the bounce spell, we should be in a decent position to turn that race around. Especially because we can block the Sly Renegade this turn. No, we can't because of Implement of Combustion. But what we can do is attack with Ibex, make it a 3/5 and then untap it with Mobile Garrison. That's really nice. And then we can just leave and dust next turn. But I think if I draw a land, I'll just go Hinterland Drake Brights on Requisitioner. That should be enough. Then again, once Ibex is a 3/5, we can safely block Requisitioner. So leave and dust might be safer, since then we can block here, bounce here, and make sure we definitely win the race in the air. We'll see if we draw the land and how it's gonna shape up. So we go to 5, that's okay. Should be okay at least. I mean, maybe we even can just win. That would be kind of nice. Since that's like 6/8, that's 1 damage short. I guess if we play this guy, I mean, he probably has a removal, right? And this thing gets trampled, so we shouldn't underestimate that. And he can make a token. I think it's better to just play it safe, which means crew here. Attack. Yes. Untap Ibex. That's alright. I think then we just probably gonna play this and Caught in the Brights. Ah, I'm so stupid. Should have played Caught in the Brights before to actually exile the Renegade so he can't crew. That was a huge misstep. But it should not matter much because this is not a threatening attacker right now. So it should be okay still. But it was definitely pretty bad. Should have just gotten rid of him. Especially also because of potential interactions with more artifacts that he can sack next turn. Okay, that's fine. Not too impressed by that. Given that he has that card, probably should have pinged Avery Area Mechanic to get rid of it, because I don't think the 1 damage is gonna make the difference between winning and losing here. But okay. Okay, it is gonna make the difference if he has Wrangle again. Sigh. So if we would have exiled that, he can tap that to activate that, and then we still die. Because we... yeah. Maybe I was too aggressive after all. Should have played around Wrangle. Feels wrong to lose this game here. Oh wow, that was bad. Yep, yep. That was bad. Hmm. Yep, punted that game. Frustrating, but ultimately my fault. Probably should have played more conservative. Alright, that was the first round. Sorry about that punt. Probably should have won that last game. See you in a moment with the second match.